City of Forest Park City Council meeting number 1457. It is 7 p.m. We are going to start by standing and saying the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, it's a good sound in here today. That was good. A bunch of people know the Pledge of Allegiance. All right, so we're going to start with item number 1 on the agenda, which is the roll call. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Adams. Present. Brown.
Here.
Clark.
Here.
Harrison.
Here.
Holt.
Here.
Moore.
Here.
Sylvester.
Here. All right, all council members present and accounted for. Moving on to item number 2, which are the minutes. Has everyone received the minutes? Are there any changes or corrections to be made? All right, hearing none, we have moving on to item number 3, presentation, and we actually have a presentation for Forest Park baseball team. So what team is here today, and what are we honoring you for? Who wants to speak up? Coach, I ain't ask you, Coach. I want to see one of these student athletes come up. The young man who just covered his face with the hat. Don't be shy, buddy. What team do you play for? Forest Park Tigers. Okay, and what's your name, sir? You said Marco? Okay, you want to tell us what your team accomplished? Why you deserve a presentation today?
So what our team accomplished is by winning our championship game and about working together in our game.
Okay, congratulations. And what position you play? First base? Okay. Okay. Are we going to hear from our parks coordinator? All right. Go ahead, Mr. Dennis.
All right. Good evening, Mayor, council members, and city manager. I was just up here a couple weeks ago celebrating also. And that brings me up to my first one. I've heard from a lot of residents that they're always curious about Forest Park's logo. And I've heard someone floated the idea that we're the music city, but, that's already taken. The city with jazz, the city that celebrates diversity. These are all that I've heard. But those are all great reflections of our culture and spirit, but I'd like to offer up another alternative. Forest Park, the city of champions.
Hey, I like it.
Between our outstanding youth programs, the continued success of Winton Woods Athletics, Forest Park is consistently bringing home trophies, banners, and above all, pride. Our athletes, coaches, and families pour their hearts into every practice and every game, and the results speak for themselves. This is more than sports, though. It's a reflection of a winning mindset that runs through our entire community. Forest Park doesn't just participate anymore. We lead, we uplift, and we excel. So with that being said, tonight we're going to talk a little bit about these young men up here. We all have heard about the news, so I'm going to throw in a couple of bear puns if you don't mind. We are positively thrilled to shine a spotlight on an extraordinary accomplishment by some of Forest Park's youngest athletes, the Forest Park 11U Knot-Hole baseball team. This team clawed their way through a 13-1 regular season record, then stormed through the postseason to capture the championship title. I might need a couple guys to help me lift this. Now the last team that won one of these couple years ago, it's in my office. I'm just saying, Coach. Let's talk about the team a little bit. Their offense was electric, scoring, this is true, an astonishing 216 runs.
Wow.
More than 15 a game. They scored so many runs, the other teams thought they were training for a marathon. They also held their opponents, this is true also, to just 73 runs. 1/3. Those other teams would have been better off just staying home and hibernating for the year. But beyond those numbers, I asked Coach what truly set this team apart, and he said it was their heart. The discipline, teamwork, and unity they displayed from the first pitch to the final out. Under the guidance of Coach Cheatham, this team demonstrated what can be achieved through passion, preparation, and pride. They've not only earned a championship, they've earned the admiration of your community. Let's give them a well-deserved round of applause.
Oh.
We want to thank you for showing us what makes Forest Park such a vibrant and inspiring place to grow, to lead, and to win. Coach Cheatham, I know you've got a couple words you'd like to say, so come on up.
I'll keep it very brief, guys. I just wanted to tell you how proud I am of this accomplishment, guys. You brought the championship back to the city of Forest Park where it belongs. Also, I wanted to mention the other three coaches here. Coach Marco, assistant head, he is also the co-head coach, sorry. Coach Mel down there on the end, and Coach Ken sitting there in the back. Couldn't have done it without you guys either.
All right, if we could get the team players going to stand up. We're going to stand up in front of here. Coaches, kind of flank the sides here. We're going to get some pictures with our council up here. And then after that, we'll sit back down if you guys would like to say anything.
Can you see me in between? If it looks awkward, then.
They showing off the rings, though. They showing off the rings.
See these rings. I love it.
All right, council, if you'd like to have,
Better than the trophy.
while we get settled here, we had the team mascot sitting up here. If you guys are more than welcome to say anything.
Yeah, if any of the coaches want to come up and say a few words, if everybody wants to speak, yeah, come on.
First, I want to thank Cheatham for bringing me back on. It's my 4th year with Forest Park. I want to say fifth year with Forest Park. 2nd championship. We've been to 3, so we're just trying to keep it up. I appreciate everybody for coming out. Appreciate all the support we had this year. Appreciate all the boys for working together, putting y'all minds to it. You know what I'm saying? I know we put y'all through a lot, but this shows y'all that y'all can, you know what I'm saying, on a bigger scale. You know what I'm saying? If y'all keep at it, keep working hard, the sky's the limit for each and one of y'all. You know what I'm saying? Y'all all put the work in to get here. Every 11, 10 of y'all had a part to do with this championship. So proud of y'all. Keep y'all head up. Thank y'all parents for keep bringing y'all to these practices, to these games. I want to thank the parents. I know we put a lot on these boys, but we want them to be great. We want them to achieve this. We knew what they can do. We knew what we had to do to get it done. So we appreciate y'all for allowing us to coach these boys and be on their back like that was ours. So I've been knowing half of these kids since they was 4 or 5 years old. Some of these boys been together since they was 4 or 5 years old, literally. You know what I'm saying? Him, like I could just go down the line. You know what I'm saying? They're like they literally been together. So this is something that's well deserved for these boys, and I hope they keep it up and keep going. So I appreciate y'all.
Definitely, I'll be brief and I won't be repetitive. But this is one message to you young men. I hope you're listening, and just because you're looking at me don't mean you're listening, okay? I hope this don't go in one ear and out the other. Don't let this sport go. Okay? Don't let this sport go. It's about to be extinct. Don't let it go. When y'all get older, don't let it go. Y'all have learned, you learn different pieces of yourself from different sports. This is a sport that teaches you to calm your mind and focus. Right, Braylon? Yeah? Don't let this go. Understand that? A lot of people that did, they regretted it in the future. Don't let it go. That's it. Okay?
I'm gonna keep it sweet, simple. These my guys, you know what I'm saying? I respect these young men, you know, to the utmost. We've been through so much. You know, I'm just piggybacking off all these guys, my brothers right here. We've been through a lot, many ups and downs, many seasons. You know, even the newcomers, you guys have experienced a lot as far as ups and downs in the baseball game, ups and downs in life. And it all made us and showed us that we are brothers. You know, you all are young men. Continue to do what Coach CO said. Don't lose this sport. This is a sport right here that y'all can build back and be great at as far as our culture, where we from. Let's keep building. Let's keep grinding. Don't stop. You know, even when you go to another team, if you do go to another team, don't stop. You know, chase greatness. Work hard. Congratulations again, all of us. You know, we all put in the work as coaches and as role models. We want to just be a perfect example of y'all to never give up and to always keep working, and great things gonna happen. You know, so congratulations again, Forest Park, Uptown Tigers. We got that chip. We brought that thing home. Let's go.
Real fast. In closing, Braylon's gonna break us out with our chant here. We started off with "Who are we?" Loud and proud in the microphone, please.
I know what it is, right? Right, Tiger?
Who are we?
Come on, y'all.
Do it again. We're ready.
Tigers on me, Philly on 6. 1, 2, 3, Tigers. 4, 5, 6.
Hold on. We can do better. I know it's council. Do you guys mind if we do a little better than that? I don't think so.
Who are we? Who are we? Tigers on me, Philly on 6. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6.
We'll say you're a little tired from such a great season. So, I used to coach baseball a really long time, and the head coach would always get up and say something, and then the assistant coaches would get up and just say the same thing in a different way. But it's always good to have that reinforcement in multiple different ways, and it's coming from every coach about work hard, seek greatness, that kind of things, and that's what made this team absolutely amazing. And that's what separates a championship team from just an okay team. Look at the support you have behind you. You've got 4 coaches. I've got teams that have 1 coach. So the support that you have is absolutely phenomenal, and it showed the way you guys performed in the regular season and a championship season. So again, thank you so much for representing Forest Park so well. And we'll go ahead and just turn this over to council now.
Yeah, well, first of all, thank each and every one of you for coming out today. Young men, Uptown Tigers, congratulations on your victory. I'm just going to clap that up again for you. It's truly a tremendous accomplishment. And just like your coaches said, remember the lessons, not just the championship, not just the victories and the 216 runs, but look to your left and look to your right. Those are the people that you accomplished it with. And you got to remember that when you look to your left and your right, when you have brothers around you, when you band together, there's nothing that you can't accomplish. Plain and simple. You are all around the same age. You all worked very, very hard this season. But you got to remember to surround yourself with like-minded individuals, people who want to win and who want to see you win just as bad. It's the company that you keep. That's how you become a champion. But this is truly what makes Forest Park great. We say this a lot, and we really mean it. Everybody up on this council, a lot of people on this council were coaches themselves. Thank you to the parents for your time and your dedication, your sacrifice. I know it's hard when they lose the cleats, when they lose the gloves, when they got to buy another ball and another bat, when they break in your vase, or everything that happened in your house. But this is what it's about. It's instilling in them values about teamwork, about dedication, about leadership, and then seeing other like-minded individuals surrounding themselves with other good people. Look at this. This is beautiful. This is what community is about. This is what government should really be investing in, the people. Because what else is the point? Thank you to the coaches for all of y'all time and all of the sacrifice. And I know the headaches and the getting cussed out by parents and the practices and the delayed games and everything else, but you showed up. That is leadership. It's not about the suits. It's not about the titles. It's about who shows up. That is what builds a community. That's what makes communities great. That's what really makes America great, truly. So I thank each and every one of you for all of your time and all of your sacrifice. And remember, just like your coach has said, don't lose this game, but don't lose the lessons that it instilled in you. Dedication, hard work, teamwork. And remember, look to your left and your right and find people who want to win just as bad as you and want you to win just as bad. You understand? I don't hear y'all. Y'all understand? All right. They put a sir at the end of that. Look, goodness. I don't even get that out of my council. Look, I say council, they be like, hey, Aaron. All right, but any other council member want to speak? Yeah, Councilman.
I want to say congratulations to you all. Keep up the good work. I'm a bowler, so I like bowling. But baseball is my second choice of sport that I really love. And I'm asking the mayor if he would hurry up this meeting today so I can go home and watch the Reds.
See,
and one day I want
no respect.
One day I want to be rushing home to watch you guys. So keep up the good work.
That's right.
Yeah. I'd like to chime in really quick. We are very proud of you all for your dedication and your strength. I wrote a little something, that's why I'm looking down. We are very proud of you all for your dedication and your strength and the way you represented Forest Park with pride and sportsmanship. You didn't play the game, you inspired each other, so we're really proud of you for that. This is for the coaches. Thank you for your leadership, your passion, and for pushing this team to be their very best. Your guidance has helped shape these young men, not only to be better players or to be skilled players, but into confidence, into respect, and to become resilient young men. So please don't take that for granted. Thank you. And this is for the parents. Your support, your cheers, the long hours, and your unwavering commitment made a big difference. Thank you, parents, for being the foundation behind this incredible season. That's all I want to say. Thank you.
Man. You know, when these young men sat down, I got blinded because those rings were just just hit me in the eyes. But congratulations to everybody, players. I just can't, I don't want to repeat what everybody said, but when I think about y'all, I think about every player who's playing the game now on the collegiate level, professional, and the ones who are in the Hall of Fame. They started out just like you. Okay, they started off in Little League. They played in the, just get their friends and just play in the backyard or whatnot. And it starts here. And, I can't wait for the day when we hear about people playing in the Major League Baseball who came from Forest Park. They came back and come here to council and do a clinic or something like that for our young people. So congratulations once again, parents. Thank you for the hard work and dedication that you put in, because it's not easy doing that. And you young people, thank your parents, okay? Because they're the ones bring you to practice. They're the ones bring you the snacks. So when they ask you to do something like clean your room, don't back talk, all right? Just saying, but really, and coaches too, for putting that discipline in y'all, because really you wouldn't have a championship if you weren't disciplined, okay? So congratulations once again, and hopefully be back here next year with another trophy, all right? All right.
Keeping it brief, this young
person right here. Who is that to your right? The handed the young man the cap? That was you, wasn't it? No, that back there, right there. Didn't you hand the cap? The cap? You handed the cap to the young man? Is she an honorary assistant of some sort? What? That's a sister. Okay. Okay. She handed him the cap like. So we thank you for the work that you've done in keeping him motivated. Okay, but in all seriousness, thank you all so much. So years ago, all of us up here, we started really digging in these rec opportunities and trying to create all the resources necessary and really build that infrastructure around how we can make that community grow and how we can make it gel so that neighbors know each other and that the kinds of relationships we see here get to happen. And it is absolutely beautiful to be able to see the results of that and the hard work of all of you all. So thank you so much for representing us well. There is a quote from Ibrahim, and I thought it was really fitting. It said, "Great kings began as great boys." And I really like that. I think it resonates a little bit, especially with all of you. You all are great young men. We're not perfect. And sometimes it's going to get a little weird. I had a son. It was hard. And sometimes that path didn't always get straight. But you have people, as Mayor said, to the left and the right of you that are going to help you, to keep you accountable. You've got coaches and you've got all these other parents. Oh, yeah, they're your parents, too. Because when they catch you doing something you're not supposed to, they're still going to be there and help guide you back. So continue to build on these relationships. And as you go out into the community and the other people that you see on the street, your neighbors and whatnot, continue to foster those relationships with them, even if they're not in baseball. You guys are doing a great job, and we're just really proud of you.
I'll just be very brief. Just congratulations to the team. We're very proud of you. And just piggyback on all the council members and that we're very proud of you. So continue all your hard work and dedication, and we'll continue to support you here in the city of Forest Park.
Yeah. All right. Well, this is an area where I can reflect back on the early days. Coach Drew, we brought some teams along, but I tell you, this thing with the bling with the ring, boy, y'all bringing out some new stuff. We didn't have that back then, but hey, man, I'm excited to see this, and I'm excited to witness this of our Uptown Tigers. You guys have done a great thing for yourself, for your parents, and for the city of Forest Park. Don't take this opportunity, don't take this recognition as a slight. Okay, yeah. It's a stepping stone for you. There's a point for you to learn, and as we're sitting here listening to the recognition and all of the proudness that's presented, it reflects back in the early days when we ran our teams. One of our great baseball players who is now passed on, Dave Parker.
Yeah.
Dave Parker came out and he helped celebrate some of our openings and helped to talk to some of the young men and sign baseballs. So take time and look at Dave Parker history. Look at how he moved along his baseball path. Find your love for the game. It could be baseball. It could be some other sport. Could be a level of academics, but find your love and prosper from it, and you'll do great things. But yeah, it's good to see this, and I thank you for it, man. I thank you. Cheetah. That's the father and son. The son come along now from the father coaches, so he picked up from the early days.
Yeah, that's beautiful. It's generation of coaches right here. That's really good. A lot of leaders, a lot of leadership in this room. Glad to see the Uptown Tigers. Now, don't run into that Uptown Bear out there. But thank you all for coming out today.
All right.
All right.
All right. Appreciate you.
Right, congratulations. Right. Don't forget your trophy, though.
Congratulations, Coach.
Little mama.
Really good. Congratulations.
Keep it up,
so
okay?
much.
You know you can play some softball. You know you can play some softball.
Don't forget that.
You did? Your team's gonna be up here with us? Okay. She said hopefully.
That beautiful.
She said hopefully. I know.
Thanks, Shay. Good job.
Have you? Is he?
Yeah. See you later.
How was he? I called him. She sent me the video. She sent me the video. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
I'm gonna watch it. Thank you. You're welcome.
And the room clear out every time. Somebody left their glasses, actually. The coach left those.
Oh, Coach left his glasses.
Yeah.
They're right in
Right
the
in
front.
on the floor.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the good luck glasses.
Ma'am.
Thank you.
I just didn't put it.
I swear.
All right, we're gonna hear again from our parks coordinator. Once our clerk, we're gonna hear from our parks coordinator, Mr. Jay Dennis.
All right, good evening again, Mayor, council members, and city manager. We were supposed to have a presentation for the Congolese, but unfortunately I got a text that their flight was delayed, so we'll have to postpone that. But I actually wanted to take a moment to say something because there's been some things I've seen online, and but the other things I've seen over the past few months is something pretty remarkable around here, unity in motion. We just came together a week and a half ago to celebrate the 65th Congolese Independence Day. We had a soccer tournament down here at Central. They had food, music, all kinds of stuff. Just days we're going to celebrate again with the African American Wellness Day. That's July 19th. And we're still looking for people to sign up for that. Their tagline is the most fun you'll have at a doctor's appointment. But that's not just for African American men. They want everyone to come out. They don't care who you are. They don't care your background. They don't care they don't ask those questions. If you show up, you'll get a doctor's appointment for free. There's no deductible, there's no co-payments. There's not coming back and we'll get your results with it. No, it's free. And this is open to the community. This is a type of event that they get 40,000 people for this event in Columbus. Now, I don't think we'll get that here in Forest Park, but we're building for that. I would love for this event to eventually, we've got to call Paul Brown Stadium and say, hey, can you fit 40,000 people in your stadium? Because we can only fit 10,000 in Forest Park. I literally just got a text message from the Diwali. We did that celebration a couple years ago. Last year, unfortunately, due to some fundraising, they couldn't do it. But they want to bring that back here in November and do a fireworks show. So, you know, in our community, diversity isn't just a buzzword. You hear that a lot. We don't just throw that around because it's a cool word to use. Our school speaks over 30 languages. How many other schools in the area speak over 30 languages? Diversity is a reality here.
Yes.
We show up for one another. We learn from one another. And we celebrate side by side. Everything that we have is open to the public. If you want to come to the Congolese celebration, I guarantee they'll serve you a plate. If you want to come to the African American, I guarantee you'll get a doctor's appointment. If you want to come to Diwali, I guarantee you'll put on one of the best fireworks shows you're ever going to see. So it's just so awesome to be here. We're many cultures, many voices, and one proud city. And so I just wanted to take this opportunity to say, one, thank you, City Council, for allowing us to put on. Because there's a lot of cities that would look at some of these things and be like, nah, no thanks. Someone else can do that. Whereas we're like, hey, we celebrate you here. And so it comes from council, it comes from city administration, it comes from all the hard work because there's work to put in these events. And, you know, if I can't go to Don and say, hey, can we block off these roads for the 5K walk? And he says, we're not going to do that, then that event doesn't happen. But I go to him and it's like, hey, can we? He's like, yeah. And I'm like, you want me to finish? He's like, don't worry about it. Because at this point, he knows we put on some wonderful events in Florida, and we are, we're not just, I always, like, when you look at the weather map and you're like, you see like Westchester and Mason, and then they skip over to Colerain, you're like, hey, who's in the middle there? Like, now, we're on the map now, with our playgrounds, walking paths, our sports programs. This is the 3rd championship just for our spring season. I don't think my first 3 years we had 1 championship. So it's just, we're becoming a destination. We're becoming a diverse community. We are a diverse community, and not just for race, it's religion, it's culture, it's everything. And I am just like bursting that I'm so excited about the direction that we're headed. So I didn't mean to talk this long, actually. So I apologize, but that's all I gotta say.
Thank you, Jay. Yeah.
We thank you for that.
Thank
And
you,
thank
Jay.
you for all of
Thank
the
you.
work that you do making our rec program so popular. The youth sports have really, like, you know, blossomed in the last couple years. And we know that's due in no small part to all of your tireless effort and all of the time that you spend working after hours. You know, I see you when I come in around 5. I see you're still here working hard and recruiting coaches, getting fields, getting basketball courts for everybody, just coordinating a lot. And I know it takes a lot of time and a lot of effort, but this is the fruit, right? This is the result. This is what happens. So we thank you for all your work.
Thank you.
Thank you for your remarks too.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you.
All right.
I like that.
So, all right, and so that was the. We'll postpone the Congolese presentation. So I need a motion to amend the agenda.
Motion to amend the agenda and
I would like to make a motion to amend the agenda and take up at this time item C under presentation, back to Heroes Rumble.
Second.
second.
All right, it's been moved and properly seconded. Is there any other discussion?
None.
All right, will the clerk please call the roll on the motion?
Adams,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Harrison,
Yes.
Holt,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Lester.
Yes.
All right, motion passes 7-0. We're amending the agenda and adding under item 3, which is presentations, item C, which is Back to Heroes Rumble, and we'll hear from our police chief, or, yeah, chief, you want to come up now? Yeah.
Just to give you a little bit of background, Councilman Harrison brought it to our attention, this wonderful group that might have some grant funding available for us. I think that was back in March. So we contacted that organization and basically said, hey, what can you do for us? Presented them with some of our needs. And we found out probably about a month ago that they were going to donate to each police officer on the department trauma kits. And I'm going to have the captain come up and he can pass the trauma kits around and let you see those. And it was last Friday, I believe,
Yes.
that Captain Jones, Lieutenant Pape, and Councilman Harrison went to an event where these were presented to us. Unfortunately, I was out of town and couldn't attend. So I'm going to have the captain come up and he can describe kind of what happened at that presentation.
All right, thanks, chief. Captain Jones.
The kits that we were awarded, like take a look at them. I was actually talking with one of our military, one of our veterans who is serving currently and served in the Marine Corps and now is serving in the Guard. And right before I came over here, and he said, you know, what are you doing? And I said, I'm going to go talk to council a little bit about these kits. And he said, hey, just so you know, he says, this is exactly what we use in the military. This is quality. This is quality stuff. Of course, I didn't know one way or another, but he said, these are the kinds of things that save people's lives. In this kit, one of the things that you'll notice, and there's a couple different things, but one of the things that's in there, we have 2 chest seals in that kit. These seals are used if somebody has, you know, they're shot or maybe a knife wound in the chest area. And we actually, unfortunately, had an event like that a couple of weeks ago. The officers got on scene. The person was complaining and sucking chest wound, in a lot of pain, saying they have difficulty breathing. And the officer actually ended up using he had bought his own trauma kit and was able to pull one of the seals out of his own trauma kit to end up preventing this from turning into collapsed lung, which of course can lead to death. And we were able to get this gentleman to the hospital and spent a little over a week in the hospital, actually. But these things not only benefit the police officers in case we get into a situation, but oftentimes what we end up doing is using these kits with folks in the community, people that may be involved in an accident or something else. So we are very thankful. Thank you, Carl. Thank you, Councilman Harrison. We really do appreciate these things, that the guys talk about them, and we do appreciate them. They mean a lot to us. Small things like this mean a lot, and we're thankful. So thank you.
Thank you, sir. Yeah. Carl, you can come up for a second. Tell us who you are and a little bit about your organization.
So again, I'll just say my name is Carl Whalen. I'm the founder and the former president of Back the Heroes Rumble. I recently, at the end of last year, stepped away because it's got legs, the charity's doing great things, and we've got a great staff of volunteers running things and making things happen. As it was astutely said, Captain Pape Jones, I'm sorry, I'm mixing up names. Mixing up all departments. Firing from the hip, you know. We received applications. The process typically goes with the nonprofit. Operation Open Arms is the program, where we have first responder agencies that reach out to us that are underfunded needs, most oftentimes the smaller departments. And what they do is they tell us, hey, we have this need, you have the funding to support it. It just so happened we had the funding to support to provide this life-saving equipment to your officers. And like Captain just said so astutely, it's not just for the officers, it's for your community. Unfortunately, the grave reality is gun violence is at a really high, especially during the summer months. And these kits will save lives. Hopefully you don't need them, but it's better to have them and not need them than to need them and not have them. My background, I served with Harrison. I served with Terrence in the Army. I was a medic in the Army. Paramedic when I got out, nursing graduate when I got out after that. And I just know firsthand what these kits are going to do. Our goal is really simple. We want to preserve the life in the line of duty for first responders and tackle the preventable causes of death in the line of duty. And that's the whole intent of this program. We've served 34 departments with almost $67,000 worth of equipment. Again, we're a 100% volunteer organization. And we hope to continue to do this for departments like Forest Park in the future. And we're very, very honored to be able to do so.
Thank you. And quick question, how many kits did we receive? Is it one for every officer or every squad car, or how many kits?
That is correct. Our intent was to make sure there's one for each officer, including the chief himself.
Okay, good, thank you.
What happens when they
All right.
lose, and how do they replenish it? You just get a new kit, or?
Oh, no.
All right, y'all good to go, because we'll, unless there's any other portion of the presentation.
No, I just
Okay.
want to, if I could, just say a quick thank you
Hey,
once again,
Councilmember,
Carl,
if
to
you
you and your staff.
Absolutely.
Really, I know the good work you do in the community. I know years ago when F.A.O. Gordon, the event you did to raise money for his family, you know, and what you've done in the community. I see your pretty car out there and how you're giving back. You're giving back in a way that you didn't anticipate going to school for, right? Because you graduated with a nursing degree, but yet you're working in the community, taking care of those who take care of us, right? And really, that's just the least we can do. Can say it, I'll just speak for myself. We have a great police department in the city of Forest Park. They're visible, they work, they're doing great things. And then when Captain Jones told me that story about the person whose life was saved because of a kit like this, makes me sleep better at night. So really, I want to thank you and your organization. Gentlemen, thank you for your leadership in this department. And really just, I hope that our officers don't have to use it. But if they have to use it, they're well equipped.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen, and thank you, Councilman Harrison.
Thank you.
Oh, you want to get this back? Yes.
Yeah.
I had my eye on that.
We'll give another one for Don. Thank you, Councilman Harrison, for bringing this grant to our attention. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief Owens and Captain Jones for applying for this application.
Can I add a
Thank
little
you,
extra
sir.
to that, Mayor?
Yeah.
Real
Don.
quick, we had the police department gave a real, I forget which officer it was, I think it was Pope. Anyway, we had about maybe 3 months ago, they gave a presentation on how to use a lot of the stuff in that trauma kit to all the city employees here. And of course, recommended getting them and things like that, the tourniquets and so forth, and how to do. So I would recommend everyone, if you can't get the whole kit, get some of it. They sell them on Amazon as well, and just have for your family just in case. So we've got one, and I think it's, and the fact that, a lot of our employees learned how to use them that day. So I want to thank the police department for doing that for the rest of the employees here in the city.
I appreciate that.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah, just move it to the end.
Okay. All right, and that concludes item C, and that concludes item number 3 on the agenda presentation. We're going to move to item number 4, which is communications from the public. So this is the time for citizens to comment on matters before council or to ask questions of concern to them. So when recognized, please come forward to the podium, give your name and address, and then state your comments or questions. Council meetings are tape recorded for ease of transcription, and comments are limited to 5 minutes. But I don't see anyone in the audience, so we are going to close item number 4 and move directly into item number 5, which is reports from council members, and we're going to start with Councilmember Adams.
Thank you, Mayor, and hello to council. I don't really have anything per se other than the beautification committee has completed another successful yard contest. I am proud to say that complaints were down this year. We did implement a new process for yard judging, and complaints are down for this year, so we're very happy about that. We've got some other things in the works that we're working on to be even better with some of the yard contests and even some of the volunteer work that we're doing to make Forest Park beautiful, or keep it beautiful rather. And then I wanted to say again that just July 19th will be the Black Men's Wellness event, and everyone is encouraged to come out. We're going to have, we're excited. We're going to have a lot of services there. 513 is going to be there, UC Health, a ton of other services. Our very own Dr. Kelly Haslam from Forest Park is going to be there. So we're hoping that people can come out and, like Jay had mentioned, they will be seen if they want to be seen to get care and to get services. So that pretty much ends my report, Mayor. Thank you.
All right, Councilmember, I do not have any work session items for you. Would you like to add any?
I don't know if it necessarily is a work session item or if it's just some discussion. I really liked the many cultures, many voices, one proud city. And then also to the chief, Captain Jones had made mention that one of our officers saved someone's life. Like, those are things that the community needs to hear. Like, we need to really, I would like for us to have some discussion about our branding and our marketing and how we're telling our story for our amazing city so that everyone can hear about the amazing things that are going on.
Okay. Thank you, Councilmember. Quick question on the about the yard contest.
Yes, sir.
Do you happen to know the number of flags that were given out?
I don't want to quote the wrong response.
Okay, that's fine.
But I can give it to Clerk of Council, and maybe she can put it on our social media.
Okay, please.
But I don't want to quote the wrong number.
That's fine. I just
Yes,
wanted
sir.
to know because, people do corner me.
Yes,
And
they
I
do.
have to remind people, once again, I am not on the judging
Yes.
contest. Please direct all of your, I won't say complaints, all of your concerns to the beautification committee.
Yes, sir. I
Complaints
made-
are down, and
yes.
maybe yard signs are up.
Yes,
So
I
hopefully-
believe that they are. I know personally I've gone to several homes
Okay.
and talked to some of our residents and presented them with flags. So, yes.
Because a lot of our homes are very beautiful, and people take
Mhm.
pride in their
Yes, they
home, and
do.
they take care of it, and that's what we do love about Forest
Yes, they
Park.
do.
Okay, moving on to Councilmember Clark.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and good evening, everyone. Just hope that everyone had a wonderful holiday this past weekend with their friends and family. It appeared that it was a pretty safe and tame team weekend. That's all.
Oh, and do you have any work session items to add?
Just a follow-up on those, the notices that went out to the businesses regarding their outside, their signage and landscaping and things like that. I think they had until July 2nd for response.
All right, thank you for that, council member.
Mhm.
Then moving on to Councilmember Harrison.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Once again, to our guests who came earlier, it was, once again, congratulations to the baseball team, and once again to our police department for getting the trauma kits. A couple weeks ago, I guess it was a Saturday or so ago, we had that unexpected weather event in Forest Park, and I know a lot of people lost limbs. Walked around the neighborhood, seen limbs on cars, on houses, busted windows and whatnot. But one thing I did see that really gave my heart joy was neighbors helping neighbors out there. I mean, of course, you saw the power company going around trying to get the lights on in a timely manner, but just seeing neighbors out there helping their neighbors with chainsaws or just moving debris from their yards, and just really give a good kudos to our community, because really they didn't have to do that for their neighbors, right? And didn't hear a lot of complaint or anything like that, but I'm just thankful nobody really got hurt, but just want the neighborhood to know that you were seen for doing those good things, for looking after your neighbors. So there's that. I have nothing. Well, I do have one thing regarding the limbs. I know there are a lot of limbs still on the curbs, and I know like when that was going to get taken care of.
I was going to report on
Oh,
that.
okay.
But yes, it is Chipper Week.
Oh, good.
So we've already started the Monday schedule. We're going to run it just like the regular schedule off of our website. But if Monday goes to Tuesday and Monday goes to Wednesday, we're going to finish Monday as long as it takes, and then we're going to go to Tuesday. So we'll be going into next week.
Okay.
And but once we're through Monday's schedule, we're not going back to, so set them all, tell the public, get them out now, regular chipper schedule. We're going to get it all up. We're going to make sure it's all gone. And if it takes us 2 weeks to do it, it'll take 2 weeks to do it.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you.
We actually had the chipper out all last week.
Yeah.
So that, they put a good dent in it. But they're basically going to do chipping for about 3 weeks to get rid of all the debris.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, and do you have any work session items to add, Councilmember Harrison?
No, sir, do not. Just watch out for bears.
All right, and then moving on to First Vice Mayor Holt.
Good evening, everybody, if I didn't speak to you before. I did attend the ribbon cutting for the Hamilton County coming to Forest Park, and I really went to see what was going on and to make sure it was really happening, because this is something that former Mayor Johnson had been fighting for in 513.
If we weren't on television, I would hug you right now.
So you're good at that.
Yes, ma'am.
And I have a question for you, Mr. Jones.
Sure.
I don't know if you know the answer or not, but there was no warning for the storm that went through. So, I mean, no sirens, no nothing, no phones flipping.
I think they consider it a microburst, so it just shows up and does it, and really not a lot of warning for all those things. That's what they even thought it might have been a small tornado even.
That's
But
right.
I like it.
so it's either a small tornado or a microburst. So all the same types of winds anyway. One
Because
straight line, one
it
swift.
kind of happened like a tornado, like hit down here,
Boom.
up, and then back down, up. That's why I was wondering.
We're still
no
trying to
warning.
figure out. We haven't heard officially if it was a tornado or just a microburst.
Okay.
We'll try and figure that out. But you're right, it happened so quick. It just showed up and left.
Yeah, it did.
It was gone.
Yeah. I mean, some people, their power was out for 24 hours.
Oh, easy,
but
yeah.
Mine
Ours was
went out and came right back on. but
Ours was
there
out about 4 hours.
People that were out for a while. Okay, I just wanted to know, I have no work session item. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Moving on to Second Vice Mayor, Dr. Moore.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Good evening, everyone. The Quality of Life Committee met last week, and and they're working on some great things in our community. One of the things they're talking about is a possible community cleanup day. And so it's still in the infancy stage, but they are having conversation about that, and so I will bring that to a work session. Also, they're also having conversations regarding code violations and possible solutions regarding various violations throughout our community. And lastly, the quality of life will be at the men's wellness event, July 19th. So please stop by their booth. Thank you, Clerk of Council, Ms. Bailey, for taking care of quality of life and making sure that they got the prizes and the gifts. So please stop by their booth and just have a conversation about what you feel quality of life is for our community. And that completes my report.
All right, thank you, Dr. Moore. And do you have any work session items to add?
Yes, I would like to discuss, revisit the tobacco prevention language that we have partnered with the school district to make sure that we are preventing tobacco use amongst our youth in our community and vaping. So I would like to bring that back and revisit that conversation before school starts.
Absolutely.
And that completes my report.
All right, thank you, Dr. Moore. And then moving on to Councilmember Sylvester.
Excuse me. Excuse me, man. Thank you, Mayor. And good evening to Forest Park. I do want to give a thumbs up to our council member Adams. I had some residents to contact me in regards to the beautification program, and we got comments to Councilmember Adams, and she took care of it. She took care of it, and our resident followed up with me and made their comment on how they were received and how well the conclusion of the comments and the whys and things of that nature. So I just want to make sure that make that acknowledgement to council that she did a good job, because they were coming at me. She stepped in for me. Thank you. And we know that the city kind of dealt with that area. I experienced it. We experienced some damage to our area and to our home. Thank God it wasn't anything worse than what it resulted to. But I know Don and the Chipper program is they're out and trying to make good with it, and tell them make sure the blades are sharp, because I got quite a few of them out there front for them. So, but other than that, that's all I wanted to speak on, Mayor.
All right, Councilmember. And would you like to add any work session items?
No, sir, I don't have any items to add.
Okay. All right, thank you, council members. And that concludes item number 5, reports from council members. Moving on to item number 6, which is the mayor's report. To echo the sentiments that have been set up here, so we do want to thank all of our residents and Hamilton County for opening up the new satellite office. It was actually very well attended from a lot of residents, but then also several other communities. So the mayor of Green Hills attended. There were members of Springdale Council, members of North College Hill Council, and even as far as Madeira. So we do thank all of the other communities that came out, because this will be a tremendous resource for the North and Forest Park. We do look at ourselves as an entry point and a leader. So we do thank Hamilton County for opening up that satellite office, and we do want to thank our very own Councilmember Adams for the 513 relief bus and storing it there. It's going to be a tremendous resource for all of the communities outside of the city of Cincinnati, and just making response times a lot faster and bringing resources and amenities to residents in all of these different communities. So we do want to thank everyone for that. I also want to give a tremendous thank you to Don and Scott and the Public Works Department, because after we did have that mini burst, our Public Works team did work very diligently in coming out on their day off. They came out on Saturday and Sunday to clean up a lot of the debris. We also want to thank our partners at Duke Energy and Cincinnati Bell, or what is it?
Ultra Fiber.
Alta Fiber now. See, I'm showing my age. Alta Fiber, and then even Spectrum, because I did see a lot of down power lines. A lot of those crews were out over the weekend as well, working to restore power and restore service to our residents. So we do thank everybody for working diligently for that. And then also, I do want to reiterate once more, July 19th, the African American Male Wellness Agency is having its Black Men's Wellness Day, July 19th, which is a Saturday. It starts at 7 a.m. The walk does not begin until 9 a.m. So again, you have time. You don't feel like you have to show up at 7 a.m., but it will be open. A lot of vendors will be set up. There will be free health screenings. Most of the screenings will be taken care of by UC Health. But there also will be a van there, I believe, doing kidney screenings, and that is provided actually by Emeritus. Emeritus is headquartered here in Forest Park, so we do thank them for their partnership as well. So it is open to everybody. We do want to emphasize the importance of walking and cardiovascular health, but just the importance of getting regular checkups and regular screenings, because a lot of people do not, at certain age, prioritize certain things in their health, and if it's a free resource, we need to use it. We need to utilize it, and we do care about the health of our community and our residents quite dearly. So we do thank the African American Male Wellness Agency for bringing that event here. And I do want to reiterate some comments that our parks coordinator did say. We celebrate diversity, whether that's racial or ethnic, but age and gender. But we welcome every culture and every ethnicity to bring all of their activities to Forest Park, because as we say, Forest Park is for families. Regardless of any of your background or your demographic information. Just like a few years ago, we welcomed Diwali. We have our Party in the Park events, and we've had a Latin night. We do celebrate our diversity tremendously, but the wellness agency in particular only decided to come to Forest Park because a resident stepped up. So if you would like to see varying opportunities or varying events, just like I told the coaches earlier, decisions are made by those who show up. And if you would like to see different activities and different events, and if you would like to be celebrated or celebrate certain things in Forest Park, we are open to it. We would welcome it within reason. But it's easy to make certain comments online, but it's hard to show up and do the work. So I appreciate and I applaud any resident who would like to see something that they care about, especially community health for all people and Black people in particular, showing up and saying, this is the issue that I see, and this is how I would like to address it through something that is very community-oriented and very, very family-focused. So there will be a senior pavilion there. There will also be a kids zone, so bring your families. And it's just going to be a really good time. We had a very good turnout last year, and we're hoping to beat that. I believe it was like over 1,500 people that showed. The weather did delay us a little bit, but we're starting earlier now, and we do want to see as many people come out as possible. So with that, I will conclude my report, and I do not have any work session items to add. So that's all that I have to say on that matter. So moving on to item number 7 on the agenda, which is the city manager's report. We're going to hear from Mr. Don Jones.
Thank you, Mayor. I'll extend that remark a little bit because, men in general are just don't do the tests and take care of themselves the way they should, and I'm probably as guilty as any of them.
Yeah, you got to get screened too, Don.
But I'm going to be there getting my screening, and like the guy said, know your numbers.
Know your numbers, yes.
And, okay. Remind everyone that on the chipper program, it's the regular rules in the chipper program, nothing bigger than 8 inches in diameter. We can't take your down tree. So we'll have to make, but if it's just something that fell out, it's limbs, again, nothing bigger than 8 inches in diameter, and we'll try and get rid of all of it here in the next, this week and early next week. But yeah, know your numbers, get out there and get them, but men, women, everybody's invited, and I'm going to be there absolutely getting my numbers done because it's been a while since I've done it, so, and I'm just as guilty as anyone. But getting back to it, we do have our Party in the Park coming up tomorrow. That'll be Tuesday. It starts at 6 to 9. It's in the park right here. Music starts around 7. Food trucks start around 6. So get there. We got food trucks, music, lots of good time. It's all free. We invite everyone. Again, we are encouraging, though, that if you've got kids, yeah, that's great, but make sure you just don't drop them off and let them run around.
Absolutely.
So let's make sure that if you're there as a family, you stay there as a family, and it's a really great family event and lots of good fun, and you know, it's just a good time to get out and meet your friends and neighbors. August 2nd is our Jazz Fest again coming up this year. But right now we've got the tent rental. So everybody that likes to get a tent, it's this week. If you're a Forest Park resident, first come, first serve. It started today. Get out there and get your tents in before, or your rentals in before anyone else. Next week we're going to open it up to the rest of the surrounding communities. It began today. They're $10, and non-residents are beginning next week. Next Monday they'll be $25. So if you're a resident, get there, get in. There's about, I don't know, 12 or 15 people waiting in line today when the doors open. So they're going to go quick. Just want to remind everyone, it's a great tradition here. Lots of families have had them for years. And so if you've done it for years, don't miss out. Get out and get your, and spread the word if you know folks as well. I want to thank the cadets. We've got this great cadet program where we've got a lot of young folks here. They really make a good impression for our community. You'll see them out in the community. They got the green hats, green shirts, and the khaki pants, and that's part of what they sing when they talk, when they march. But they really do a great job for our community, and they represent Forest Park well. And they're learning about government, police, fire, all of the departments, and they're doing a little work and ride-alongs, things like that in our community. But one of the things they've done, they show up at our parks events, and they help out with the garbage and so forth, and just, you know, they're just good hands and good people that, you know, direct traffic, parking, all kinds of good things. But they helped out our senior citizens last week, and so we ran that through our senior center, and they went out and did yard work for folks in the community that needed it, had them sign up, and so that was a great thing that these kids represented the community and went out and helped the seniors of our community. So I want to thank them for that. And this week they're helping in the parks, so they're helping with the parks because most of our public works folks are out picking up limbs still. And so they're out there making sure that the parks are clean and ready for the events we have coming up too. So again, we want to give kudos out to that group of kids and that program. That's the second year for it, and it's even bigger this year. And so we want to thank all those kids, and they represent our community well. So if you see them out there, you know, walk up to them and say, hey, thanks a lot, guys. Finally, I just want to remind everyone that, you know, about the chipper program. We've talked about it here a little bit, but we did have that straight line wind or that mini tornado or whatever it was. It really affected a lot of folks here in the community, and we're going to run the chipper program again this week and next week if we need to, and try and clean all this stuff up. And I do want to say, I want to echo the fact that the community did show up as we were driving around, you know, kind of taking an inventory of what was going on. You could see that all of, you know, a lot of folks were helping each other. I want to thank our Public Works Department. They came in on Saturday as a big group, and worked Saturday and Sunday, and police department as well, who went out and was, you know, helping with whether it's traffic control or other things, looking around and making sure that no one was hurt, and if there's any emergency situations, they were trying to handle that as well. So again, kudos to the folks that our first responders and our Public Works Department for everything they did on that day. So other than that, thank you very much, and we'll open for any questions.
Okay, Don, I just have two. I see they finally put some sticks in the ground out here. So
yes. We do have, you might notice out in front of City Hall, there are two big beams out there. Those are the base, that's the base for our new sign. And it's been inspected now and properly inspected, so we expect to have it done over the next couple of weeks.
Okay, and one other thing, I don't want to keep beating this dead horse, but across the street, you see that they have a piece of equipment that's parked over there now.
I see it.
They pick it up during the day or sometime, and then it comes right back and spend the night there.
Mm-hmm.
So does a white truck. It comes back and spend the night there. They're both there all weekend. And this doesn't happen in any other community besides Forest Park, because there was somebody that had asked us before from Springdale if they could park an 18-wheeler over here in Forest Park because Springdale wouldn't allow it.
We don't allow it either.
So they do stuff here because we're not doing anything about it.
Well, that is their piece of equipment, but you're right, it can't be stored there. And they know that, so we expect to have it moved. And then but there's a process we gotta go through. And the white truck you're speaking of has been ticketed so many times, and I'll find out if they're actually paying those tickets. And we'll talk about, with John, the next steps toward, I think we ought to just tow it the next time we see it because it's gotta have 20 or 30 outstanding tickets.
So if if it's a $15 ticket,
That's $100 and something ticket.
is it under?
Ticket.
Because I was gonna say then that's just a parking garage
Remember,
fee.
we raised our fines a couple
Yeah, yeah,
When I
we've
heard that
we've
were
ticketed
raised,
that.
I was being sarcastic.
We've ticketed that car, that truck. I mean, I went out there. There was at least 5 tickets on the windshield. So you're right.
Well, the next step is we'll just, Don, you'll address it with.
I am
John
addressing
and
it with the owners of with the Phillips Edison.
Phillips said, okay.
Yes.
All
I have a
so-
question.
Councilmember Adams.
Yes, thank you. Just really quick. Mr. Jones, can you tell me what time the concert starts, August the 2nd?
It goes all day, but the music starts.
6?
I'm gonna say
6
6. I was about
Okay.
to say 5.
And
but
will
it's-
we have a VIP section this year?
I believe so, but I think Jermaine goes on first for the music.
Open at 5,
Yeah.
the performances start at 6.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
We'll get you more information on that.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Councilmember Clark.
I just didn't know what the difference was between, properties that'll say, we'll tell you, you don't even, they just skip the ticket, and then they'll just tell you for even being on their property if they're not, if they're not patroning that business. What's the difference? Does that have to be up to that business owner on their private property to say?
If they post it, they can tow
can
off
just
their
do
own
that.
property. For us to tow off of their property is a
It's a
little
little bit
different
different,
animal.
okay.
Okay. All right, moving on to item number 8, which are other reports. We're going to start with our law director, Mr. John Wyckoff.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just a few items. I reviewed an issue regarding a Forest Park rental registration issue, and also reviewed a public records request and gave some recommendation on necessary redactions. Last week, I appeared in court on the King City Gardens BZA appeal, and this morning I finished my reply that I had started last week. So now it's been totally briefed on my motion to dismiss. The court has scheduled this for a case management conference on July 23. So I'm hoping that we'll have a favorable decision by then on the motion to dismiss. If not, then we would proceed with an actual hearing and a merits review of the appeal. But I'll keep counsel advised as the matter progresses. That is the end of my report. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them, including park truck issues.
I'm full of questions tonight. So I just want to ask this. So isn't it the state's decision about the 2 locations of these places?
Well, the state has to approve because of the license through the Cannabis Commission, whatever it's called, which is the bureaucratic arm the state created to review applications. And both of these competitors have been previously approved for retail sales. So that's done. It's just the issue of whether our decision to allow a competitor 1,000 feet away from the original source story was done erroneously. That's what the merits issue would be.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But I filed a motion to dismiss, arguing that they don't even have standing to file an appeal. So you have to start with the jurisdictional issue of standing before you even get to the merits.
Okay, thanks.
All right, and then we'll hear from our clerk of council, Ms. Takia Bailey.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to report that ordinance number 18-2025, as well as resolution numbers 23-2025 and 24-2025 was posted as required, and that concludes my report.
All right, thank you, Ms. Bailey. Moving on to item number 9, which is unfinished business and general orders, and I need a motion to suspend.
I would like to make a motion to suspend the rules requiring the reading in full and read for the second time by title only ordinance number 17-2025.
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded. Is there any further discussion?
This was posted 6 days prior to the meeting.
Thank you for that, Vice Mayor. Will the clerk please call the roll on the motion to suspend?
Brown,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Harrison.
Yes.
Holt,
Yes.
Moore.
Yes.
Lester,
Yes.
Adams.
Yes.
All right, motion to suspend passes 7-0. Will the clerk please read ordinance number 17-2025 by title only?
Ordinance number 17-2025, an ordinance amending chapter 150 land usage of the Forest Park codified ordinances, rezoning 28.78 acres of land at 1501 Kingsbury Drive from R2 one-family residence to RPUD 7 residential plant unit development and approving a development plan.
All right, thank you, Ms. Bailey. I motion to postpone ordinance number 17-2025 indefinitely.
Okay.
Moved and properly seconded. This is the item for Morondo on the Kingsbury lot for 28 acres. This is the original site plan that they submitted with the 86 parcels being proposed. That is actually now mute because they're actually doing a lesser number that's coming through the planning commission tomorrow, actually. And once it comes to the planning commission, the new number and the new site plan will come before council eventually. So with that, I would urge adoption on the motion to postpone indefinitely. Will the clerk please call the roll on the motion?
Clark,
Yes.
Harrison.
Yes.
Holt,
Yes.
Moore.
Yes.
Lester,
Yes.
Adams.
Yes.
Brown.
Yes. All right. Ordinance number 17-2025 is postponed indefinitely. So that concludes item number 9, which is unfinished business. Moving on to item number 10, which is new business, and I need another motion to suspend.
Motion to suspend the rules requiring the reading in full and read for the first time by title only ordinance number 18-2025.
It's been moved and properly seconded. Is there any further discussion?
Just that this ordinance was posted 6 days prior to the meeting.
All right, thank you for that, council member. Will the clerk call the roll on the motion to suspend?
Harrison.
Yes.
Holt,
Yes.
Moore.
Yes.
Lester,
Yes.
Adams.
Yes.
Brown.
Yes.
Clark.
Yes.
All right, motion to suspend passes 7-0. Will the clerk please read ordinance number 18-2025 by title only?
Ordinance number 18-2025, an ordinance amending appropriations for current expenses and other expenditures of the city of Forest Park, state of Ohio, during the fiscal year ending December 31, 2025.
Thank you, Ms. Bailey. Is there a motion, Councilmember Sylvester?
Yes, I move to adopt ordinance number 18-2025.
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded. Any further discussion?
Excuse me. Yes, this ordinance amends and supplements 2025 to add costs for unanticipated costs and underestimated but planned expenditures for fiscal year 2025. There are several capital improvements that need additional appropriations to complete the planned capital project totaling $584,878. There are also appropriations needed for general cost increase for supplies, materials, and professionals that are needed for operations totaling $101,260. There's additional costs for debt service totaling $237,950. And there's a refunding of a deposit held in trust for $230,000. With that, I motion for ordinance 18-2025.
Thank you, Councilmember Sylvester. Will the clerk please call the roll on the motion to adopt?
Holt,
Yes.
Moore.
Yes.
Sylvester,
Yes.
Adams.
Yes.
Brown.
Yes.
Clark.
Yes.
Harrison.
Yes.
All right, thank you. Ordinance number 18-2025 passes 7-0. And I need another motion to suspend.
I make a motion to suspend the rules requiring the reading in full and read for the first time by title only, resolution number 23-2025 and 24-2025.
It's been moved and properly seconded. Is there any further discussion?
These resolutions were posted 6 days prior to the meeting.
Thank you for that, Vice Mayor. Will the clerk please call the roll on the motion to suspend?
Moore,
Yes.
Sylvester,
Yes.
Adams,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Pearson.
Yes.
Holt.
All right, motion to suspend passes 7-0. Will the clerk please read resolution number 23-2025 by title only?
Resolution number 23-2025, a resolution adopting the 2026 tax budget and submitting to the Hamilton County Auditor.
All right, is there a motion, Councilmember Sylvester?
Yes, I move to adopt resolution number 23-2025.
Second.
All right, it has been moved and properly seconded. Any further discussion?
Yes, this is an annual housekeeping item that is prepared and delivered to the Hamilton County Auditor's Office to levy the property taxes for the general funds and the fire levy fund. The details of this budget were previously discussed at a public hearing. The resolution must be passed before July the 20th of this year. The Finance Department will deliver this budget to the county prior to the legislative deadlines. With that, I motion for the resolution 23-2025.
All right, thank you for that, Councilmember Sylvester. Now, will the clerk please call the roll on the motion to adopt?
Sylvester,
Yes.
Adams,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Pearson.
Yes.
Holt.
Yes.
Moore.
Yes.
All right, resolution number 23-2025 passes 7-0. Will the clerk please read resolution number 24-2025 by title only?
Resolution number 24-2025, delegating authority to make declarations of official intent and allocations with respect to reimbursements of temporary advances during fiscal year 2025 made for capital improvements and acquisitions for municipal purposes to be made from subsequent borrowings.
All right, thank you, Ms. Bailey. Is there a motion, Councilmember Sylvester?
Yes, I move to adopt resolution number 24-2025.
All right, it's been moved and properly seconded. Is there any further discussion, Councilmember?
Yes, sir. This resolution permits the city to continue its efforts to complete capital improvements and continue redevelopment programs. It provides the city the option to refinance specific costs into long-term debt before the end of the fiscal period. This resolution provides a mechanism for the city to make purchases relating to economic development that are in the best interest of the city. And with that, I move to adopt resolution 24-2025.
All right, thank you for that, Councilmember. Will the clerk please call on the roll?
Adams,
Yes.
Brown,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Pearson.
Yes.
Holt,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Sylvester.
Yes.
All right, resolution number 24-2025 passes 7-0. And that moves on to item number E. All right, I make a motion to convene an executive session to discuss pending or imminent court action.
Second.
All right, it's been moved and properly seconded. We are going to go into executive session. Everyone knows that no official business or no official votes will be taken during executive session. Will the clerk please call the roll on the motion?
Brown,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Pearson.
Yes.
Holt,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Sylvester,
Yes.
Adams.
Yes.
All right, we are now in executive session. Again, no official votes will be taken in executive session, and we can just stay here. We do not have to go.